Hey guys, welcome back to High Yield Intraday Trading. I hope every one of you is doing good. So before we start discussing today's topic, let me request you all to subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button here. Once you click on it, you will get the confirmation on the left bottom corner. Post you subscribe to my channel, also make sure to press the bell icon and click on all. You will get the confirmation on the left bottom corner so that whenever I upload a video, you get the notification about the same without any misses. Also, I would request you all to subscribe to my Telegram channel with the name HYIT Intraday Calls because I share a lot of things over there and it might be helpful to you in some way or the other. All right. So, as a trader, when we try digging into things, there will be multiple or numerous questions and queries that come up in our minds. One of such questions was asked by one of my trainees in regards to support and resistance. And the question that was asked was, are the static support resistance strong or the dynamic support and resistance are strong? Which is more effective? Well, before we start any discussion on this particular topic, let me go ahead and give you a quick explanation as to what our static and dynamic support resistances are. Okay, so as I always keep telling, irrespective of whatever technicals we use or whatever indicators we use, ultimately they act as either a support or a resistance. So when it comes to static support and resistances, these are the kind of indicators that do not move as the day passes by. The right example would be the pivot points. Okay, the pivot points do not move throughout the day, right? They remain at the same position throughout the day. The value of the pivot lines stay the same throughout the day. They don't keep changing as the time passes, right? So these are called as the static support and resistances. Whereas when we talk about dynamic support and resistances, these are the kind of indicators that keep moving throughout the day. They keep changing their positions and the value as the day passes by. Okay, a right example of a dynamic support and resistance would be the moving averages. Okay, so the moving averages keep changing their values throughout the day. Okay, so now I hope you're clear as to what are static support and resistance and what are dynamic support and resistance. Now, coming to the main point, which one of these is more effective while trading? Now, remember this very thing, guys. As a trader, you need to accept the fact that whatever technicals we use for trading, every one of them has a particular role to play, and every one of them works well somewhere or the other. Some would work well in intraday trading, some might work well in swing trading, and some might work well in positional trading. Now, it's our job to find out which one to use where. It is solely our responsibility to find out which indicator works stronger in various situations. Okay, so according to me, the answer I would give to this question is that we really cannot draw a line wherein we can summarize that the static support resistance is better or the dynamic support and resistance is better, because as I said, everything has a very specific purpose, and it's our responsibility to find which thing works well in which situation. Okay, so there can be traders for whom the moving averages, that is the dynamic support and resistance, works very well. Similarly, there can be also traders for whom the pivot points, that is the static support and resistances, works wonders. And there can also be traders for whom both the static and the dynamic support and resistances work well. Okay, so I belong, if you talk about me, if you ask me, I belong to this particular category wherein I intensively make use of both the static and the dynamic support and resistance to decide my trades. So the thing that I'm trying to portray here is that there can be multiple ways of doing the same thing, and all the ways that I used to achieve the target are right. So as a trader, let's not be judgmental about the things that we come across day in and day out. Rather, we should be trying to extract the maximum benefits that these indicators can provide us. And later, post we backtest this, we can decide which one to keep or which one to avoid. Okay, and if we see that both are helpful, then we can go ahead and use both of them, and I don't see anything that would impact us negatively if we do so. Okay, so that is one aspect of looking at the static and the dynamic support and resistances. Okay, another perspective that I can think of is that you might come up with the question that if we use both the static and the dynamic support and resistances, I might get confused which one to trust when I am trading live. Which one to trust more? Whether I should trust the static one more, or should I use the should I trust the dynamic one more? Okay. Well, the answer to this is very simple. If you have decided to use both the static and the dynamic support and resistances, then you have to trust both of them. You do not bring in a single thing on your charts on which you don't have your trust. You getting the point, right? So when you are using both the static and the dynamic support and resistances, then you need to mix match things in order to get on to a particular conclusion. So to understand this better, let's get on to the charts and let me explain this a bit more. Okay, so I have prepared a picture here. Okay, so this is the 15 minutes time frame for Cardilla. On the left top corner you can see the script name is Cardilla, and it is a 15 minutes time frame. And here on this picture we have the static support and resistance and also the dynamic support and resistance. As I mentioned a bit earlier, static is the pivot lines and the dynamic is this purple line, which is nothing but the 9 simple moving average. Okay, so we will, since we are talking about not getting confused when we use both of them, let's start at this particular juncture. Okay, so this guy has been, this is the first candle of the day. Okay, this green candle that you see is the first candle of the day, that is the 9:15 a.m. Indian Standard Time. And throughout the day, till almost 11:15 or 11:30, this guy was moving up like crazy. Okay, we just got one red candle here and rest all of the candles were in green. Okay, so we don't actually take up a trade anywhere here before 11:15 or before 11:30. We need to wait for the retracement. Okay, so this is the retracement that happened, right? And here, as you can see here, the purple line, that is the 9 simple moving average. Guys, just give me some time here. Oh, just a moment. All right. Give me a second here, guys. I'm stuck with something. All right, all right, all right. Okay, right. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, so what I was saying was we don't jump or we don't try catching a falling knife. Okay, so this entire up move has to be left as it is, and we need to wait for the retracement to be happening. Okay, so the retracement happened here. And like as you can see here, this particular green candle gave us the confirmation that Cardilla can go up higher. First confirmation was that this purple line, that is the 9 simple moving average, worked as a good support. As you can see here, it took the support exactly above the 9 SMA. That is confirmation number one. Confirmation number two is this green candle breached the resistance. Which is the resistance here? What is the resistance here? This resistance, this line that you see here, is the R4. You see here on the left hand side, it's mentioned it is R4. Okay, so this green candle, that is the 12 p.m. candle, actually breached the resistance. Okay, now since it breached the resistance and closed above the resistance, your entry should be made anywhere at this candle. That is the 12:15 candle. When the 12:15 candle opens up, you can make the entry at any price. Okay, let's say for example that you made an entry at around 500 rupees. Okay, this candle, this red candle that you see, the 12:15 candle that you see, you made a random entry at the market price, and it took your order. Your long position was executed at 500 rupees, so your entry price is 500 rupees. Okay, now since you are trading a 500 rupees script, your expectation for the target would be around 4 to 5 rupees or 5 to 6 rupees. Okay, now since your entry was at 500 rupees, you are expecting the stock to be moving at least till 505 rupees or 506 rupees, and then you book your profits. Okay, so once you made the entry, the next thing that you do is you wait. Okay, so the next green candle was fine, and then this area, particularly this area, was the area where the consolidation happens. Okay, now bringing your focus to the dynamic support here. Which is the dynamic support here? This purple line, that is the 9 simple moving average, is the dynamic support here. You can clearly see that all the candles are touching that particular support level, but none of them have breached that support level and closed below that particular support level. So this gives you a confirmation or a strong message that you can stay back in the trade and you can expect Cadilla to move up further. Okay, now this is scenario number one. Scenario number two is, let's say, for example, any of these candles among these 4 to 5 candles, let's say this red candle, if at all it would have closed below this particular 9 SMA. Okay, does that mean that Cadilla will not be able to go up? The answer is no. And why do I say that? I'm saying it because I have another support level in the form of the pivot, that is the static support, right? I have another support just below this particular dynamic support that can also push the stock prices in the upward direction. Okay, so even if this purple line is breached and any of these candles closed below the purple line, that does not, or that should not trigger a panic button in you, because you still have a next support level which is very well within the range of the stop loss. Okay, now as I always say, if you are trading a 500 rupees script, your target should be 5 rupees and your stop loss should be within 5 rupees. Okay, so if 500 is your entry price, and since you are trading a 500 piece stock, then your target will be somewhere around 505 or 506, and your stop loss should be somewhere around 495 or 496, somewhere at that range. Okay, so that particular scenario is matching here exactly, right? Because the next support, that is the pivot R4 line, is at 497. 0.50 rupees. You can take it as 496 or 495 as well. Okay, so that can be your stop loss, which will fall somewhere here. Okay, and as you can see, as the time passes by, Cadilla again, gained the momentum and it spiked up further. So you had a perfect stop loss in place and you had a perfect target where you would have booked your profits. Okay, so what I'm trying to convey here is that even if you use both the static support and the dynamic support, that uh, that brings in more confidence to your trades. Okay, that brings in more surety to what exactly you want to do, where to stay in the trade, where to exit the trade, what needs to be done as a next step. All those things will be extracted from these two guys, that is the static support and the dynamic support. Okay, I hope you're getting the point. Okay, so this is how you use both the static and the dynamic support and resistances in order to decide on your trades. Okay, so things are quite simple here. Okay, now this is the best case scenario that I have taken, but please remember that in live market things can get a little, here and there. Okay, not every time you will get such perfect setups to trade. Okay, so you have to manage on your own. You have to be very sure on the technicals that you are using. Okay, you have to be very sure on the stop losses that you are putting when you are trading. Okay, so all these things come into picture when you trade live. Okay, but the main thing the main thing which I want to convey here is, even if you're using both the static and the dynamic support and resistance levels, you should not get confused, because things should be straightforward. Okay, so I hope you are getting the point here. All right, so Yeah, so I hope that the things should be more clearer now, and let's get back to the presentation here. Okay, so I hope the things are more clearer now. And just to repeat, when we have got two options to select from, it's not always necessary that we should only select one out of them. Many a times all the options that we have might be helpful, and many a times none of them might be helpful, and many of the times also some of them might be helpful. Okay, and that's exactly why trading as a whole is such a beautiful thing. Okay, the only thing that is required is deep observation, and again, this very word observation contains numerous things within it. So you see, the more you dig, the more you get to learn. The more you get to learn, the more you become wiser and experienced. And the more experienced you become, most of the time you will be on the winning trades. And the more number of times you are on the winning side, the more you earn. Okay, it's as simple as it is. All right, so let me stop here, and or else I will keep speaking. All right, so that's it. That's it from mine, guys. And for the guys who have not watched my previous video, I have put in the video card on the top right corner of this video the I symbol that you see there. You can click on it and watch my previous video. And as always, would request you all to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And also, please do not miss the ending of this video, as you might get some more information about HYIT that might be helpful to you in some way or the other. And please feel free to ask your questions or queries, if any, in the comment section, and I will surely reply back to them. And also, please do not forget to like this particular video if you liked it. So that's all from my end, and I will see you all later. Hope you all will stick back. Happy trading and take care of yourselves. Bye bye.